having a rented apartment can solve half of your problems, considering having a roof is a must. And I understand that owning a house is better, of course, but sometimes it's totally unpayable. So you end up with this second option. And besides that, you can't always do what you want in your rented place because, let's face it, you want to keep your deposit because you think it's too expensive, or your landlord won't let you do any permanent changes. Then let me tell you this. There are ways you can decorate a rented apartment and not always with a permanent change, and could actually be affordable. Today, we'll do a couple examples of real places using our best tips to decorate a rented apartment. I'm Patricia and this is Designer 101. For this video, we'll transform two spaces into a home or place you want to actually be in. Rented apartments can be so depressing, lifeless, and sometimes very boring. And it doesn't have to be like this. The thing is, you can perfectly do a makeover without destroying the entire house. Reality is that the space that boring and depressing and lifeless is just, well, an empty room with no character. It's not its fault, but with our help, your help, it can be a bedroom, a living room, or a terrace. With the right tools, it will transform and not be the boring forever. Doesn't matter if it's rented or not. So let's start with our first space, a living room. I chose both images where there were any furniture, unlike the examples we did in our last video about best tips to decorate a rented apartment. This time I wanted them to be in the most raw situation and let you understand that it doesn't really matter the kind of room or location. A room is a room and it can always be transformed. This is how a landlord rents your place. Now let's study that room. Great size, assuming this is just a living room and not living and dining. Not a fan of the fan. I like that it has a fireplace. It gives the place some sort of focal point. We can do a high contrast here to make the focal point even more noticeable. I like that it has space to put stuff or decor items. Hello, no curtains? So cheap. Curtains are not that expensive. Great view though, love the illumination. Those windows are kind of ridiculous, but at least it helps with the illumination. We can't have them removed either, so let's just accept them. The flooring is okay, we can work with that. And let's do this. I promise a well-established focal point, and we'll do this with a white marble. This can be, of course, a peel and stick, or if you have a bigger budget, the real thing. With this white comes a black tone on the walls on the back. Great high contrast. We'll do something later with those shelves. Now, I'm not loving that boring beige tone on the walls. I kind of want to forget that traditional style the house wants to be. More like a transitional style. So let's paint those walls in white. Yep, much better. The fireplace already has a tile that is an hexagonal shape, but it looks like they're worn out. So maybe replace them with a subway black tile so it goes with the whole high contrast concept. Now those shelves, the dark wood is no longer an option. Let's turn those bad boys into a lighter tone, which you can easily do with a wallpaper, or if it is the real wood, and I think it is, you can just take them to a wood workshop and redo the finish. Of course, the curtains, one layer with shades and another layer thicker. Let's now change that fan with a decorative industrial style lamp. And now the furniture. A rug will go perfectly in the center of the living with a light tone that matches our wood shelves. A plant over there in a corner to have a more fresh vibe. For the main furniture, I'm thinking of a set of 3. One for 2, one for 1, and the other one for 3, but I'll pull it later since it can cover the entire picture. The center table, not that special, hopefully has a light tone on the top and the wood on the bottom. Here's the other sofa. And last, let's fill up those wood shelves. Some people put stuff above the fireplace, but I like the texture intact. looking great. We definitely turned this empty room into a living. Did you like it? Tell me in the comments, what would you have done differently? Now this second space, let's admit it, it looks promising. I hope every place has a place like this, full window to a beautiful view. The problem is that it's just that, literally. We need to fill this place up. Somehow this room feels like a tunnel. Don't get me wrong, I love the big window, but since the dominant side is the vertical one and it is longer than wider, it will give you that tunnel effect. But don't worry, we'll do something about that. I picked this room to be a bedroom, so let's start with that. A bed, a queen size bed. I chose a not too tidy one to enter that bohemian feeling. Generally, people like to watch TV in their room, so let's locate one. Now this is where most people end up with. Literally the essentials. And then they start filling the room with whatever you need. This is the turning point where everything goes downhill. At least if you won't do any planned decoration or design. This is how your room will look or looks right now because you don't want or can't or don't know how to decorate. But let's change this timeline and create our own with our next steps. I like this room in a white tone, but it really needs some texture or pattern. Let's put this affordable wallpaper on this side, just this wall, especially the wall you won't be seeing if you're laying down. For my next move, we'll concentrate on the TV wall. It looks so depressing seeing that TV all alone. It needs a friend, a strong and full of texture friend. So we'll give this wood that will cover all the cables and connectors and continue it all the way to the ceiling in a straight direction so it forms like an L shape. This looks so attractive. The place just gained a few bucks right now. And with this wood piece comes a long but short console where you can put the essentials. The nightstand, I'm planning this simple dark wood piece. This person doesn't need much, more like a free spirit doll. But of course, a lamp, very pretty lamp. Let's remove those items to see what's gonna happen here. I'm adding an extra lamp, a floor lamp that can go perfectly with this sofa chair for night readings or just chill. This is how it looks with the bed and everything together. Along with these patterns and textures comes this beautiful yellow curtains. Some people may not be a fan of these, but I fell for them when I saw them. They look fantastic. This poor room apparently doesn't have a light, so let's place one with the bulbs exposed and metal tubes. More plants over here next to the window so it receives natural light. And a mirror, a large one with an arc shape will look so good leaning on the wall. You won't have to perforate a thing besides the lamp and the TV rack. Some decor items above the wall and we're good to go. We definitely made a change here. Imagine knowing you live like this and have the potential and ability to live like this. Start decorating. You know you can do it. You know it doesn't have to be that expensive. You can always watch this video about how you can decorate a rented apartment, and we did 3 examples here. Go watch it and tell me, which one did you prefer? Am I that bad at Photoshop? If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more. See you next time!